In the market, we can see two parties. Who are those? First one, actually, producers. Producers is the first party, right? And producers, we call them suppliers. Suppliers. Those are the people or parties who provide goods and service to the market. And also that we can see consumers. Consumers. We call them buyers. Buyers and consumers are there, producers and suppliers are there. So the thing is, these both parties should be contributed to what? To transaction, right? Both parties should be contributed to the transaction. Otherwise, there would not be any transaction. So in a market economic system, the decisions are taken by thousands of consumers and also firms, business firms, right? Based on which their self-interest. That means self-interest means if they have a profit, actually producer have any profit, they will provide that good for the market. If consumers has any utility or if they have any benefit from those products, they will purchase it, right? Otherwise, transactions are not happening. Because in the market, we can't see that useless products. Actually, we can see some useless product on the market, but those products those products will move away from the marketing recently, right? They don't have consistency. Why? Because they can't survive well if the producers are, that means producers produce or supply some useless product to the market. Actually, consumers are not buying it anymore when they know it is useless. So the thing is, both should be cooperated and taken their, that means self-interest decisions to the market. So the pricing mechanism, actually the price mechanism, right? The price mechanism come to solve the problems, right? Because if suppliers supply any product and producers want to purchase it, they need to get transaction to the price, right? So the price mechanism also will be the actual price mechanism will be the problem solving mechanism in here, right? So it is market based and functional, right? It is actually market based and functional. The market is what is the market or what is the market force, right? Actually, market is which transactions are happen. Buyers are there and also sellers are there. Sellers will sell something, buyers will purchase those products. So that will happen on the market. Transaction will happen on the market, right? So we'll read the note. What is the market forces? The market is an institutional arrangement that determines the exchange price of a good or service and its exchange volume and creates a relationship between buyers and sellers, right? It is a relationship between who? Buyers and sellers. The price of good or service is determined in the market, right? So market will determine what should be the price, that is we call equilibrium price, and also the quantity of the market, right? In other words, the price is determined by the matching decisions, right? Matching decision of sellers and buyers in the market. There are two main forces in the market, that those are market forces. We call producers will do what? Producers will supply. So those are supply forces. Consumers will demand products. So those are demand forces. And matching those together, there would be market price, right? So here we are not going to study price or what is the equilibrium price. We are not going to study what is the supply. Actually, we study them later. So today we are going to study what are the demand forces, or what is the demand, right? That is the part we focus on this lesson, right? So please carefully listen to the lesson and we'll do the rest of the lesson, right? So what is it? Market forces. Under market forces, demand forces and supply forces are there. So demand forces will be discussing this chapter. One minute. Right. And what is the demand? Right. So here you need to write down what is the demand. Actually, demand is that we can see in the market different quantities and different prices are there, right? So that means different quantities and different prices are there. Give me 1 minute. I need to find the eraser. Right. So the market is not only consist with what? Market is not only consist with one price and quantity, right? It's not the market actually. Market demand. That demand will based on whom? Demand will based on consumers. Consumers are different, right? Actually, my behavior is different when the marker pen prices are changed, right? So that means, let's say marker pen price is now, it was actually 300, now it may be 600, right? So in 600, if it is 600, I purchase. So here price and here quantity, right? Quantity that I would like to purchase, right? So here under 600, I purchase only 20, oh, let's say 10. Yes, I'm not purchase more than that because I'm not purchase. Actually, I'm not like to purchase more than 6,000 for one product, right? So I'm only purchase 10 marker pens for 6 months, right? So if price is 600, I'm purchase only 10 marker pens, right? If price is, let's say 400, so I'm willing to purchase more than that. Let's say 20 marker pens I will purchase. If price is 200, so I'll purchase 40 or 30 marker pens. right? When the price is going to be reduced, I purchase more. It is 100. Actually, it would be 40. Or let's say it is let's say it is 0. That means it is free. So I'll buy let's say this. So I'll buy 40, right? So let's say it is 800. So I do not purchase that market anymore if it is 800, because I can't pay 800 for, actually I can't pay 800 for one marker pen. It is expensive, right? So I'll change this marker pen and I'll purchase something else that locally produced or whatever, right? So that is we call demand. It is actually only my demand, but we have to collect every consumer's demand, right? So ultimately we find market demand, right? Or collective, or all the additional numbers of this. Let's say here 10 and here 20 and here 0. So we'll add them together, 10, 20 plus 0, 30. So then let's say there's 10 and 30. So whatever the individual demand, collection of individual demand will be the market demand. Let's say 30, 50, 70, 90, like that. So what is the ultimately what is the demand is? It is the different prices and different quantities related with them, right? So what is it? Write down different quantities, right? It is different quantities that consumers are willing to purchase at each different price level. Write down different quantities.
So in demand tute,
yes, in demand tute, what is demand? In certain period of time, I think I have gave that. I have given that part. So you have to write down different quantities that are planned to purchase by the consumers at each different price level. Each different price level determined in the market
excuse me, sir, purchased by the consumers at Kintan in
right. Okay, I'll tell it again. So here different quantities that are planned to purchase by the consumers at each different price level. determined in the market when all the other factors remain constant. Right? So here, there's a separate definition after that blank. What is it? Effective demand. So we identified demand, and the next definition is effective demand means that it should be that, right? Yeah, there is than, but it should be that consumers plan to purchase, right? Effective demand means that consumers plan to purchase the good together with a want and purchasing power. What is it? That consumer has planned to purchase and it should be needed by the consumer. Want to purchase and also the consumer should have the ability to purchase, purchasing power. Right? That means ළමයි ඇත්තටම demand එකක් එන්න නම්, right? That means effective demand. Right? Effective demand එකක් වෙන්න නම් there should be what? My 1 minute brightness level is high, I think. Right. So if it should be effective, right? If there is effective demand, there should be, actually I have given first one is willingness. ඒ කියන්නේ ළමයි ඇත්තටම demand එකක් තියෙන්න නම්, ඇත්තටම demand එකක් වෙන්න නම් මෙන්න මේ තුන තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකක්ද තුන? First one should be the willingness to purchase. Willingness to purchase mean that he or she should need the products. ළමයි willingness is කැමැත්තනේ. දැන් ඔයා හිතන්න, there is a product that I don't like. Do I purchase that? No, I don't purchase. So first one, it should be preference to purchase. Preference to purchase. That is the first one. And second one, I should have a plan to purchase. I should have a plan to purchase. Plan කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයා හිතන්න මම iPhone 13 Pro එකක් ගන්න හරි කැමතියි. But let's say I don't have purchasing power. Third one, right? අපි හිතමු එහෙම. තුන්වෙනි එක මුලට ගමු. Right? If I don't have ability to purchase, if I don't have money, I can't purchase even though I prefer to the product. Then there should be a preference and should have a purchasing power. ඔන්න මුලින්ම මම කිව්වා preference should be there. Oh, that means the need should be there. Right? මම ඒක ගන්න කැමති වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ මට ඒක ගන්න උමනාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? The need should be there or the preference should be there. That is the first one. Want or desire, we call it preference to purchase or desire to purchase. Right? Next one, even though I prefer to purchase, if I don't have money, I can't purchase it. So effective demand is not there, right? We are trying to identify what are the features of effective demand. So want or preference to purchase. I should have the purchasing power, right? ළමයි මට purchasing power එක නැත්තම්, if I don't have the ability to purchase that product, if I don't have finance potential to that purchase that product, I can't purchase it. That's the second one, purchasing power. That means finance ability. And the final one, I should have a plan. Then you have the preference and also you have the money, that you have the purchasing power as well. But one thing, that is what you are not planning to purchase it, right? iPhone 13 එකකට කැමති මංගව සල්ලිත් තියෙනවා, but I'm not planning to purchase. මම මෙදා ගිහිල්ලා ඒක ගන්නවා, නැත්තම් කොහේ හරි ගිහිල්ලා එන ගමන් ගන්නවා, නැත්තම් හදිස්සියේ දැක්ක ගමන් ගන්නවා. ඔයාගේ ඔළුවේ ඒ plan එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. හරිද? ඔයා ඒක දැක්කත් අහක බලන් යනවා නම් iPhone 13 Pro එක විකුණන්න තියෙනවා, අහක බලන් යනවා. And you are not going to purchase that place. අපි හිතමු ඒක කොහේ හරි specific place එකක විතරයි යන්න තියෙන්නේ. ඔයා එතනට යන්නෙත් නැහැ. So there is no any plan. Then plan also should be there. Preference එක විතරක් මදි, finance ability එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Finance ability එක විතරක් මදි. You have the plan. You should have the plan, right? When you have the desire to purchase or preference, when you have the purchasing power and also you have the plan to purchase, when all the things are collective, right? What will be happen? The effective demand will be arise. So write down first one, want to purchase, or want, just write down first one, want. Second one, purchasing power. Second one, purchasing power. Third one, first one, want. Second one, purchasing power, PP. Third one, what is it? Third one, plan to purchase, plan. Right? When want, purchasing power and plan, all the three are there, the effective demand will arise, right? That's the thing. Effective demand will arise. Right? So first one, want or willingness to purchase. Sorry. Want or willingness to purchase. Or it called the desire of the consumer to purchase the product. The desire of the consumer to purchase the product. Next one. Next one is purchasing power. I told you purchasing power. That means ability to buy. The consumer should have the ability. The consumer should be able to buy the product. That is the second one. Third one, ready to purchase. That means That means consumer should plan to purchase the product, right? That's the final one. The consumer should have planned to purchase the particular good, right? When all the three are there, effective demand is there. So effective demand equal, under you can see effective demand equal willingness plus purchasing power plus plan, right? When all the three are together, the effective demand is there. Right. Next one. What are the factors that needed to be emphasized regarding demand? Right. What are the factors that needed to be emphasized regarding demand? So what are the factors? First one, right. So here in demand, I told you that is not only one price and one quantity relevant to that price. That is not the demand. Demand is there are few prices 10, 20, 13, 40, 50, 60, and there are quantities relevant to that prices, right? Let's say it is 500, 400, 300, 200, 100 and 0, right? So in the price increase, actually we purchase only less amount of product. That's what I have mentioned here. So write down first one, different quantities connected with different price level. The first factor needed to be emphasized, different quantities connected or interrelated, connected with different price level. So that's the first one. Different quantities connected with different price level. So under that you can read, demand is not a single quantity or a single price level, right? Different quantities interrelated with alternative prices. It is quantity of good which connected with alternative prices. So the first one, I'll read it again. Different quantities connected with different price level. Right? So the next one. Actually, demand is not expressing present market situation. There's no any present market situation that explained by the demand. Because we identified it is a planned concept. That means they are planning to purchase. That means future concept. So write down the second one. Demand is second one. Demand is future concept. Future concept or planned concept. Plan kalla විතරයි ළමයි. So that is not a present concept. It is a future concept or planned concept. Right? So under that you can see the second one. Demand is the different quantities of product which expected to buy or purchase by the consumers. It does not mean that the quantities of a product that are actually purchased by the consumers. It is not an actual situation. It's a future planned situation. Right? Planned concept, not actual concept. Third one. What is the third one? Demand is a flow concept. Write down, demand is a flow concept. I'll explain it later. Demand is flow concept. What does it mean? It does express what actually demand is not just a situation that it's not only for tomorrow, it's not only for today, it's not only for next month. It is flow concept. That means it is next month and tomorrow and day after tomorrow. It will be like a flow concept to certain period, right? It's a flow concept to certain period. So write down, demand is a continue. Yes, there is that. Demand is a flow concept. We wrote that. Under that, you can see demand is a continuous flow. It is continuously happening, right? Therefore, the demand has to be expressed relating to a certain time of period for the analytical purpose. So, sorry, actually it is for a period, right? So that continuous flow we can identify for a period, such as for an hour, or for a week, or for a month, or for a certain year, that we can calculate demand for a certain period, not only one, not only for the end of the period, it is for a certain period of time, right? So that is those are the factors that needed to be emphasized relating to the demand, right? What are those? So what we have identified up to this level. So what it was, first one, what is demand? Demand is in a certain period the different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price level. So what is a demand? In a certain period when other factors are constant. ඒ දෙක මම අපෝ කියන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි. ඒක හැම නිර්වචනයකම හැම definition එකකටම those assumptions are there. What are those assumptions? In a certain period when the other things are constant. So I'm not going to repeat it again, just the definition. Different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price level. That is the demand. What is it again? Different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price. That's the demand. Again, different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price level. Different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price level. So that is the demand. And for the effective demand, there should be three conditions. First one, willingness or want to purchase. Second one, there should be a purchasing power, financial ability to purchase. Third one, the consumer should have a plan to purchase. So when all these three factors are connected together, effective demand will arise. Right, 1 minute. How is it? All right, mama recording done. Right? So that's the second one. We have identified effective demand, and then factors emphasize regarding demand. What are the factors? First one, it is the different quantities that connected with different price level. That's the first factor. And the second factor was demand is a planned concept, not an actual concept. Right? That's the second concept. And the third concept, and the third concept of factor, demand is what? Demand is a flow concept that identifies throughout a period, not at a single point of period. It is throughout a period, for a day, or for a week, or for a month, or for an year, right? Then we are trying to identify next one, wants, utility, and demand. Wants, utility, and demand. So here, what is want? Want mean actually you should need the purchase. You should need the product to purchase. That is the want. We'll read it. Desire to consume a goods or service. That means you should have the preference to that specific product. Wants are unlimited, and only few can be satisfied with the limited resources. That means you can't purchase all the cameras that you want. If you want a camera, that you can purchase one or two, right? Not all the cameras in the market. So you have to pick one product and purchase that. So that is the want, that you need to mention which one you prefer, right? So first one, want or preference. Want mean desire to purchase that specific product. And the utility. What is utility mean? Utility mean it is a term of economic that refers to satisfaction received from consuming a good or service. If there is satisfaction, we only purchase that product, right? That is a satisfaction. Let's assume that I'm not a teacher, right? Let's say I'm not a teacher. Then do I need this product? No, because I can't satisfy with this if I'm not a teacher. Or if I don't want this product, I can't satisfy with that because I can't. So I can't satisfy with a product that I don't want. දැන් ඕකනේ සමහර වෙලාවට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඔය තෑගි විදියට සමහර products හම්බෙනවා, right? But actually you don't like that product. That means you are not satisfying with that. ඒකනේ ඔයා කියන්නේ ඔයාගෙන් අම්මා අහන්නේ පුතේ මොනවද ඔයාට මේ පාර බර්ත්ඩේ එකට ඕනේ? අපි හිතමු අම්මා මොකක් හරි මල් ගවුමක් ගේනවා කියලා. That you are not prefer to that product. ඔයා කියන ඊයා මේව මං අඳින්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කියනවනේ සමහර. හරි. නැත්තම් මට ඕක මම මේ පාටට කැමති නෑ. අන්න. You are not satisfying anymore with that product. Right? So if there's no any satisfaction, you don't have a utility. You purchase one product if there is only satisfaction with that product. අම්මනේ ඒක purchase කරේ. එතකොට අම්මට satisfaction එකක් තියෙනවා. ඇයි? අම්මා හිතනවා ඔයා ඒකට කැමති වෙයි කියලා. Then she will purchase that. But if you are not satisfying with that, there's no any utility, right? So that is a first one, wants, desire to consume goods or service. Wants are unlimited and only few can be satisfied with limited resources. And the next one is utility. Utility is a term in economics that refers to the total satisfaction received from consuming a good or service, right? That is the total satisfaction that you gain. Economic theories based on rational choice usually assume that consumer will strive to maximize their utility. හරිද? ඔන්න ඕක වැදගත්. That means if we purchase product, if we purchase a product, so we are trying to maximize our satisfaction, or we are trying to maximize our utility through that product. That is an economic concept, right? So final one, demand. Actually, we just identified the definition of demand. Demand is referring to a consumer's desires to purchase goods and service and willing to pay a price for a specific good or service. Market demand is total quantity demand across all consumer in market for a given good, right? So if you are identifying, if you are studying a definition, please don't go through with this definition. It is a kind of separate one. So please study first definition that I have gave you. What is the definition? What is it? I can't remember. Different quantities that plan to purchase by consumers at each different price level. That is the demand, right? So, question. Distinguish between want and demand, right? You can do it as homework. So, what is the difference between wants and what's the and demand, right? Difference between wants and demand. Wants, there are so many wants, right? Actually, those are uncountable, unlimited wants. And wants, I think there's a definition. First one, you can compare the definition that I have. I have taught you how to answer for a question. So wants and demand. Wants and demand. Right, wants and demand. Here, first one, definition. We just studied the definition for wants, and demand definition, that previous one, different quantities that need to purchase at different price level. So the definition is the first one. You will gain 1 mark for this. And the next one, you have to give some features that which differentiate this concept, right? So actual demand is continuous flow, right? You can identify that. Definition, wants that mean is a part of what? Effective demand. It is a part of effective demand. That means want mean there are several, there are so many wants, but you prefer to one product, and you should have the ability to purchase and also plan to purchase. If those 3 of them are fulfilled, effective demand will arise. Actually, that's enough. This is not 4 marks section. This is 1 or 2 marks only. So just give the definitions and 1 fact anymore, right? So wants are the desire to consume good or service. Wants are unlimited and only few can be satisfied. That is for the wants. And demand, it is the demand is the different quantities that plan to purchase different price level. And demand is the consumer desire to purchase specific good or service plus willingness to pay and plan to purchase, right? That's enough. Not actual definitions are enough. That's why I have gave this. Next one, second question. List the main factors that determine the consumer demand for a good. main factors that determine the consumer demand for the good. Still we did not identify that product. I think we have in next point, it can be studied, right? List main factors that determine the consumer demand. Theory of demand. Right, what is the theory of demand? Right. So the theory of demand means the analyzing of entire behavior of the customer. Right. Theory of demand means analyze the entire behavior of the customer. That means the customer is not behave or act. Customer is not behave same at every time. Right? Customer is not behave same at every time. He will behave differently at each different situation, right? So the theory of demand, let's read the definition. I'll explain it, right? The theory of demand analyze the entire behavior of the consumer. And Pujani, can you hear something weird sound of when I speak, or is it clear?
Yes.
Can hear, or I mean clear or not?
A bit clear.
Wait, give me one.
Okay.
Right now, is it clear or not? Pujani?
Yes.
All right. Right. What is the theory of demand? Right. Theory of demand is they analyze the entire behavior of the consumer. Right. So it means how consumers change the quantity of demand responding to the change in all the factors affecting to the demand. The demand is not just depend on a single factor, right? There are determinants of demand, right? Determinants of demand. What is it? What are those? First one, let's write down the second part. That means the factors affecting the demand or determinants of the demand. I think right after the theory of demand, right? right after the theory of demand, there is a line, the factors affecting the demand or determinants of the demand. So we'll identify that first and come to theory of demand, right? So what are the factors affecting demand or determinants of demand? There are 7 factors: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So first one is the price of considered good. Write down price of considered good. That means this demand will depend or determined by following factors. First one, price of considered good, right? Second one, price of other related good, right? If we are going to purchase butter, or if we are going to purchase let's say substitute what let's say if we are going to purchase Apple mobile phone, right? Oh, let's take Apple fruit, right? If you are going to purchase fruit, apple, so we compare the price with pears, right? Apple එක රුපියල් ගෙඩිය රුපියල් 100යි, pears, the price of pears is, let's say 120. Then if you desire more pears, you just purchase pears, right? So price of the related good, price of the related goods, that means apple and pears, butter and margarine, and let's say Atlas versus what are the, I don't know what else, Richard or something else, right? Whatever the related product, or tea with sugar, right? That may be substitution or complementary goods. I'll explain those, right? Under this, the related goods are 2 types: complementary goods or substitution goods. Substitution good mean alternatives, right? Alternative goods. Butter and jam, alternative. Butter වෙනුවට පාන් එකේ ගාගෙන කන්නත් පුළුවන්, jam එකත් පුළුවන්, butter එකත් පුළුවන්. So those are alternative. Alternative mean substitution. Complementary goods are goods we need to combine, right? So මෙතන butter and jam substitutions. Complementary කියන්නේ those product need to use together use කරන්න ඕනේ, දෙකම එකට. මොනවද use කරන්නේ එහෙම? bread and butter. So if we take the consider good as butter, the substitution is jam, and the complementary is bread, right? So butter and jam are substitutions, butter and bread is complementary. What is the complementary mean? Use it together. දෙකම එකට පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ. butter විතරක් තනියෙන් කන්නත් බෑ, bread විතරක් තනියෙන් කන්නත් බෑ, දෙකම ඕනේ. හරි. tire එක විතරක් use කරන්නත් බෑ, tube එක විතරක් use කරන්න බෑ, tire එකයි tube එකයි දෙකම ඕනේ. tooth brush එක විතරක් වැඩකුත් නෑ, tooth paste එක විතරක් වැඩකුත් නෑ, වෙන වෙනම. They need to combine together. right? That is the complementary. Substitution means we can use instead of පෑන වෙනුවට පැන්සල we can use, right? Mobile phone or camera, when we taking pictures we can use mobile phone instead of cameras, but not when calling someone, right? So those are the substitution and all complementaries. So it is second one, price of the related goods. The sign also important here. P, price of related goods mention PN. So take dagan within brackets PN. PN within bracket you need to put complementary goods and substitution good as well, right? So complementary goods, butter and bread and butter, complementary. Substitutions or alternatives, butter and jam, or butter versus jam. Write down those parts. Right? Then the third one. What's the third one? First one, price of considered good. Second one, price of related good. The third one is consumer income. Consumer income also matters when determines demand. Consumer income, right? The symbol or the letter is Y, that mentioned for the income, right? So consumer income, how consumer income matters? Yes, it is matters. Why? It does matter because when the income increase, the demand, we can demand more, the demand will increase. But now actually in real income with the price, real income has decreased, right? When the price increase, even though the nominal income was not changed, but the actual income, the real income has decreased. Due to that, nowadays we do not purchase more goods, we actually purchase what we want. That's enough, right? So that's the third one. And the fourth one is consumer taste. Consumer taste. කාලෙන් කාලෙට taste, the letter is T. එකක් ලියා ගන්න. කාලෙන් කාලෙට taste එක වෙනස් වෙනවා නේද? දැන් කාලයකට එනවා අපි හිතමු කියන්නේ taste එක කියන්නේ it doesn't mean actually that food or beverage. අපිට හිතෙන්න පුළුවන් only food or beverage can be tasted other than a taste mean whatever. අපි හිතමු කාලයකට frocks වල preference. Taste mean preference actually. කාලයකට denim, කාලයකට ඔය එක එක ලෙහෙංගා කියලා මොනවා හරි එනවා. ඊට පස්සේ සාරි, ඒ වගේ අර fashion එකක් change වෙනවනේ. ඒකට ඇත්තටම අන්නේ trend වෙන එක තමයි. The trending thing mean the consumer taste or the consumer fashion, right? Actually that's all. Consumer taste or the trend actually, trend or whatever. Right? අපිට food and beverage වලටත් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Next one, future price expectations, right? Future price expectation. EX, the letter mean EX, expectation කියන එකේ EX we use, right? What is the future price expectation? I'll explain it later, but for simply I can explain, right? Let's say that gas price will increase tonight, right? After midnight, after 12 p.m. gas price will increase, right? So consumers are trying to purchase gas high quantity in today, right? They are trying to purchase gas before the prices are increased. දැන් අපි ඔකට හොඳ example එකක් තමයි ඉස්සර government එක fuel price එක වැඩි කරනවා නම් fuel price එක අපි හිතමු දැන් අද කවද්ද දිනේ 24 නේ 20 අපි හිතමු 26 වෙනිදා fuel price එක වැඩි කරනවා නම් 24 අද වගේ කියනවා ඉස්සර එහෙමයි හරිද fuel price එක 26 වෙනිදා වැඩි කරනවා නම් අද inform කරනවා අනිද්දා සිට නැත්නම් හෙට සිට මෙන්න මෙච්චරකින් රුපියල් 20කින් fuel ලීටර් එකක් වැඩි වෙනවා කියන එක මෙන්ෂන් කරනවා හරිද ඒ වුණාට දැන් ඕක නිසා මොකක්ද උනේ ඕක නිසා ඒ කියන්නේ මම මේ කියන්නේ මේ ළඟදී තියෙන පෝලිම් ක්‍රමය ගැන නෙමෙයි මීට කලින් හරිද ඕක නිසා පෙට්‍රල් ෂෙඩ් වල අධික පෝලිම් හට ගන්නවා හරිද ඇයි මිනිස්සු බලන්නේ ඒ ලීටරයට වැඩි වෙන ඒ රුපියල් 20ත් ඉතුරු කරගන්න ලීටර් 10ක් ගෙවුවොත් රුපියල් 200ක් නේ so people are trying to save that 200 or that 20 rupees instead of refilling them after 2 days just they are trying to refill their tank ඒ ගහන එකත් full tank ගහනවා හරිද ඇයි නැත්තම් පාඩුවේ ගහන එකත් full tank ගහනවා අදම ගිහිල්ලා එතකොට ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට අපිට ඉස්සර පෙට්‍රල් ෂෙඩ් වල එකපාරටම පෝලින් තියෙනවා පෝලිමක් තිබ්බ ගමන් මේ දැන් නම් ඉතින් හැමදාම පෝලින්නේ it's because of the failure to conduct the economy right I'm not talking about that deficit but previously that 1 or 2 year later they announced before 1 or 2 days the petrol price will increase after 26 so we can see long queues near the petrol shed right that means future price is expect to be increased then today purchase more and more right but if future price is going to decrease then we are not purchasing anymore because we know in recently the price will go down right so that is the expectation of future price right මං කලින් කීකී හිටියේ government එක එහෙම කරපු හින්දා පෝලිං දැකින්න හම්බුනානේ දැන් අපිට government දැන් කොහොමත් පෝලිං තියෙන නිසා තවත් පෝලිම වැඩි වෙනවා ඉස්සරහට වැඩි වෙනවා කියලා කලින් කිව්වෝ ඒ නිසා මොකද කරන්නේ රෑ 12ට කියනවා අද මධ්‍යම රාත්‍රියේ සිට පෙට්‍රල් රුපියල් 20කින් ඉහළ යයි අන්න කාටවත් ගිහිල්ලා දඩබඩ ගාලා පෝලිං වල රෑ 12ට ඕක නිවුස් එකේ එද්දි වැඩි වෙලා ඉවරයි හරිද පෞගේ දවස් හැම දවසකම හරියටම වැඩි වෙනවා කියලා එක්සැක්ට් නිවුස් එක ආවේ ඒ දවසට අදාළව හරිද ඒ වැඩි වුණාට පස්සේ තමයි ඉන්ෆෝම් කරේ වැඩි වෙනකන් ඉන්ෆෝම් කරන්නේ හේතුව අපි දන්නවා that's the future price expectation if the future price is going to increase then we purchase it today current demand will increase if the future price is expected to decrease current demand will decrease right so that's the fifth one sixth one number of buyers or number of consumers write down number of consumers. The letter is capital N. Number of consumers. That's actually, that's easy, no? That means when the number of buyers will increase, then the demand increase. When the number of buyers decrease or number of consumers decrease, the demand decrease. So the last but not least, other factors. Actually, it is least. Last but least, other factors. Here, what are the other factors? Weather condition. අපි හිතමු අපිට සාමාන්‍ය කුඩයක් අපි ගන්න. We purchase an umbrella if there is rainy climate. නැත්තම් ඒ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් girls ලා නම් පාවිච්චි කරනවා, but boys do not use umbrellas without rain, right? So they know when there is rainy season, obviously the umbrella demand will increase, right? So under other factors, you here those conditions are given: weather and climate factors, advertising, imitation, population, social and cultural factors, and income distribution. Those are the things, right? Other factors. So that means weather condition will affect advertising. Advertising obviously affect, right? Because you know that Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola, actually Coca-Cola is not good for health. It's high content of sugar, and according to research, it is less taste than Pepsi, right? That research වලින් ඒ කියන්නේ Coca-Cola ද Pepsi ද කියලා දන්නේ නැතුව නිකම්ම බීම දෙකක් දීලා බලනවා. හරිද? නිකම්ම බීම දෙකක් බීලා නිකන් කෝප් එකකට දාලා ඒකට දන්නේ නැහැනේ කෝක් ද Pepsi ද කියලා. That if they taste the beverage, they prefer more on Pepsi. But when it comes to branding, the number of bottles are high, the number of sales bottles are more in Coke, right? Because the advertising, they have acquired the consumer demand, right? අපි කොහේ ගිහිල්ලා Pepsi එකක් දෙන්න කියලා ගොඩාක් කඩවල් වල ඔයා බලන්න ගොඩාක් කඩවල් වල ගොඩාක් තැන්වල Pepsi එක, it's not the first beverage that they use Coke. Actually that's not good for the health. දෙකම සෞඛ්‍යයට නම් හොඳ නැහැ. දෙකම පිළිකාකාරක, right? Both beverages are cancer cause. But anyway, that they have acquired consumer mind through branding and promotion, advertising, right? Because that means I think that is that universal beverage is Coca-Cola, right? Coke. That means according to branding. Otherwise, the best one is what? Clean water. But universal beverage branding is what? Coke, because of their branding, right? Whatever. Next one. Now I think we can understand that theory of demand. Yes, theory of demand, right? Now the theory of demand analyze that above part. Theory of demand analyze the entire behavior of consumers. It means how consumers change quantity of demand responding to the change in all the factors affecting demand. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ඔක්කොම factors තියෙනවානේ. මේ ඔක්කොම factors එක කොහොමද consumer demand එක කොහොමද demand එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ? ඒක ඇත්තටම අපිට actually we can't identify it, right? Actually we cannot identify how does it happen, because all the things should be changed at once, but that's just the theory. අපි ඒක analyze කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයා ඒක දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. Definition should know, right? What's the theory of demand? Theory of demand analyze the entire behavior of the consumers. It means how consumers change the quantity demand, or yes, change the quantity demand with respect to all the factors that determine the demand with respect to all the factors that determine the demand, right? So those are the determinants of demand. So what's the theory of demand again? Theory of demand analyze the consumer behavior. They analyze the entire behavior of the consumers. Entire behavior කිව්වොත් දැනගන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද? Theory of demand. Theory of demand. That is the entire behavior. Entire behavior කිව්වත් හරි. But you need to explain. It is the that what is the impact or how consumers change their quantity of demand. How consumers change their quantity of demand with respect to changes in all the determinants or of market demand, right? All the factors affecting to the market demand. එහෙනම් ඔක්කොම factors වෙනස් වෙද්දි quantity demand එක වෙනස් වෙන විදිය ගත්තොත් we can identify that is the theory of demand, right? Next one, right? 1 minute.